Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
How's it going, Steve?
It's going well, Ben. Let's get into some movies and TV stuff.
As always. And Nick is with us again. Welcome, Nick.
What's up?
So, yeah, let's start with the roll.
An 8?
A 6?
That is a 6.
6. All right, Nick.
All right. 15.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Okay. Split the difference at like a 11? A 10?
20.
Yeah, 20, baby.
Oh, I needed that. Oh, man. Okay, just give me a little more space from you. Because, yeah, like, I won last week, but I only got 5 more points.
Okay.
You know, the difference. The week before, you had 14 points on me. So I got that back now. So you're still probably ahead in the long run. So our main topic tonight is The Running Man by Edgar Wright. Steve's got jack shit. I only got a few things. I bet Nick's got a lot, just like last time.
I got a few.
Or at least things that are worth talking about.
Sure.
You know, because like I watched Star Wars Visions season 3, but I'm not going to bring it up because like who gives a fuck? It's not that a good season at all. And it even has like, do you remember the very first episode, the black and white samurai one?
Mm-hmm.
Dope as shit. There's a sequel, and it's the first episode of season 3. Not as cool.
Mm.
Yeah. It's like she had an umbrella of lightsabers. You remember that?
Yeah.
So now in this one, it's like a woman has a robotic arm and it has like 50 little mini lightsabers. It's so stupid. Yeah, it's not cool. And most of them kind of look the same or have the same sort of story. There's not as much variety in them. I mean, the Ewoks are in one, and that's pretty cute. But I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but here I am talking about it. Well, I won. So
Star Wars Visions.
Star Wars Visions. Well, let's see. I'll go with the worst thing I watched this week. I watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Wasn't really planning on it, but it was a laying on my couch thinking, fuck, what am I going to do for the next few hours until I come and see my good friend Steve? Like, I might as well go watch some movies. So I watched it. And it's kind of stinky doo-doo. It's not great.
Is it the official like Roger Ebert description?
It's a big stinky doo-doo. Yeah. So my main issue is nobody's likable. All these people are insufferable. And they're annoying, and they're always bickering at each other. Everyone's got to have like the joke, and you know, so they can become friends at the end and learn some valuable lessons. I don't like any of them. Like, I like the cast.
Yeah.
Especially the original. But, like, I like them. But I just don't like these characters. And the plot is pretty ridiculous, like all of them. I wouldn't say they're more egregious than the last ones of doing literal magic instead of magic tricks. You can't do some of this stuff. They try to explain some of it, but other times it's like, this is never going to happen. There's a twist. I didn't see it coming, so I give it a few extra points for that, surprising me. And what's her fucking face from Gone Girl? Rosamund Pike. Mm. She's good. Like, she's doing a South African accent, and she's a good villain. And I like that concept of magicians take on rich assholes. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
But I just don't really like anything they do.
All right.
Get it out, Nick.
So I only have 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, does Mark Ruffalo return in a cameo in any?
At the very, very end, as a hologram, he's like, Horseman, I see that you've made some friends. Well, welcome to the team. Yeah.
And then my second question was like, does it really like go back to the magical secret society to explain anything more of like what that is?
Nope.
Or, like,
no, they're all come back like, oh, we got tarot cards. The eye told us we need to meet. And it's not even the eye that told them to do this. It's someone setting them up to do it. So you don't know anything about the secret society except we were in it and then we weren't and then we broke up and we haven't seen each other in a while. They're not interested in building out that idea. I think
that's maybe, the end of the first one. They're like, this is the end of this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it made a bunch of money. Figure it out. Like, fuck
Make
it.
another
It's not
one.
going to do it.
Yep. It's like, what do you do? It's like, are we introducing literal magic in this? No, I don't know. fuck, it's done. We're not. We got kicked out or something. So
Yeah, I wish it was more Ocean's 11 and less.
this one is pretty Ocean's 11 esque. You know, I did have that
I just
that
mean like
feeling.
stylistically and
Oh yeah,
characters that you kind of like.
but this is from the director of Venom and Gangster Squad, I
Yeah.
think.
Just like watching the trailer, I liked the first one, and I more or less enjoyed the second one.
Mhm.
But watching the trailer for this one, I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
It looks like everyone's
Stinky
gonna-
doo-doo.
It looks like Stinky Doo-Doo. Yeah,
Like in that first one when they have that card and they got to pass it to each other.
I like
It's
that
like
scene.
that's a really fun scene because that's using something you could technically kind of actually do. Yeah, it's all computers, but it's fun and it feels like it's real. But then other times they're exploding into money after they jumped off of a building and it's like how do you do that?
I'd like to know.
So, and then spoilers, the Lizzie Kaplan comes back. So now they're the 5 horsemen. And then there's 3 more. So the 8 horsemen, I guess. I don't know. But I don't like Jason
they gotta
Justice
calling
Smith.
them the Herd or something.
Something,
Like that.
yeah. The
The
Stampede.
Stampede, yeah.
Yeah, Magic Stampede. I don't really like Justice Smith all that much. He everything he's in, he bugs me. Except for like he's fine in Dungeons and Dragons. I give him a pass because that movie's so good. And like I Saw the TV Glow is really good. But there's something about him I don't like. And then the girl who was like young Gamora, she was in Barbie. I really don't like her. And then the other dude's just like a young Jesse Eisenberg esque guy. He's I guess the best one, but not great. They don't really add a whole lot. It's like, oh, this guy does really good impressions. Cool. This one's a
Wait,
big.
so the guy who does impressions, was he also a magician, or that was just
He uses that in like their opening act is all the horsemen are going to go into this studio audience person and it's him and he's doing an impression of, oh, look at me, I'm Atlas Shrugged or whatever his name is. And he does a Jesse Eisenberg impression and like, oh, look at me, I'm guy from Cheers. It's but that's like his main thing is like he's good at impersonating people. Sometimes he has to wear a disguise, but it just looks like him with a hat and a mustache on. It's
classic.
yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, and all their tricks have to be like everything has to go so fucking perfect for this to work, and it's not as fun as the first one.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So you give it a grade?
D+.
D+.
Yeah.
All right.
Just because I didn't see that ending coming. Probably will be on my worst of the year. And it's not like egregiously bad compared to other things I've seen. It's just so kind of stupid and not fun.
Sounds what I thought was good.
All right, Nick. Well, you're next winner. So what do you got?
I'll just start with something I know nobody cares about and I'll barely talk about. Because I know nobody cares about music, but one of my
Steve likes music.
Well, okay, I know Steve likes music, but I feel like you just maybe don't keep up with newer artists as much.
I don't.
He's a dad now, so he's not allowed to.
Well, I've known Steve a long time, and I think even prior to him being a dad, it was like Fall Out Boy or Fall Out Boy. So, no, I'm just fucking with you. But anyway,
Not wrong.
there's one of my favorite artists probably like the last 8 years. His name is Aries. I wouldn't fault either of you for not knowing him. He's not really that big, but he's really good. He dropped an album, and he's only put 3 albums out in those 8 years since I've listened to him, I think. And I think one of them had already been out for a little bit, so 3 maybe in 9 years. So he's not like dropping music all the time. So it was kind of a big deal. And he had actually kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a while. I didn't like there was Reddit threads like, "Where's Aries?" Like he hasn't posted. He like deleted everything.
Mount Olympus.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Spelled the same way?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
same way. Anyway, like if I had to describe his sound, I would say it's like the genre. I think is kind of like anti-pop.
Okay.
Yeah, like when
Is that like Antifa?
No, it's like pop if they do a lot of things sonically that are kind of buck the trend of pop. That's the only way I could really describe it. If I had to say an artist that you guys may have heard, and he's not really
Yeah, talk like we're a bunch of normies, you know?
he's not like exactly like the sound, but maybe like older Post Malone, I would say. But
Got it.
But definitely with a lot more real instruments than just beats and stuff. And well, I guess Post sings a lot, but anyway, really good. The new album, definitely. I would say probably my least favorite of his, but I still like. I think there's 12 tracks, and I think I like or love like 10 of them. So
All right.
I think it's gonna be one of my favorite albums of the year because it's definitely one that I feel like I keep going back to, and it just came out. One of the songs on there called Anesthesia. The last minute of it is like the best last minute of the song I've heard in so long. Like it's so good. This dude, he's really talented. But yeah, if you like that kind of music, I would say check it out. It's the only major thing I've been listening to this week, other than the Predator Badlands soundtrack, which I know I told you, but I forget if I told you that. But it's so good. I love movie soundtracks.
He chastised us for not bringing it up,
Oh,
which is something we don't really do ever.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't. It wasn't a chastisation. Is that a word? It was more just saying when all three of us are here, we pick up on different things, and I like that. But yeah, Predator Badlands. I'm not gonna talk about the score that much, but I like movie scores. It's so fucking good. I went right home. Was like, is it on Spotify yet? It wasn't. Is it even gonna go on Spotify? It dropped like the next day. I was listening to it, reliving like scenes because I really like that movie. And funny enough, I was watching. I can't remember what movie it was. Something kind of quiet in the theater next to one that was playing Predator, and like I heard the thumping like score, and I was just like, shit slaps.
Are there like callbacks to original Predator? Can you tell? Does it sound similar at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
No, it's and it's two composers too. I've never heard of either of them, but they I guess like it's a pretty long score, and like the girl one, she seems to be doing a lot of the tracks that I like, a little more electronic stuff, but it's awesome. I've already listened to it way more than the Tron soundtrack, so
Good
for comparison. But
right.
Yep.
Steve says the big loser of the role.
I watched the first episode of, I believe, a 6-part documentary series on Apple TV Plus called Mr. Scorsese. Documentary series just chronicling, Scorsese and like his films and where he came from.
Is that Martin?
Martin Scorsese. You may have heard of him if you like movies. He's made one or two good ones. As I've said in this podcast, I'm a big fan of Scorsese and his work. The first episode is just like where he grew up and like his childhood and his parents and his Italianness and all that. And so like it doesn't really talk about his movies a ton. Like they're constantly like interspersing clips of like mostly like Mean Streets because that was sort of his first like kind of big breakout movie.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I own Mean Streets.
I haven't seen Mean Streets. It's good?
It's good. Yeah. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as like his later work. But it's a solid like first film. And like how a lot of those characters in that movie were sort of based on people he grew up with and how like
a personal project kind of.
Yeah.
Makes sense it's on Apple too, since they released Killers of the Flower Moon. I wonder if that was something like you need to make my documentary about my life.
Maybe. But he talked about growing up in New York at the time and being like so poor, and he lived between one street called Murder Mile and another street called like Blood Alley. And like he was like, we never really felt like that unsafe, but we like lived in a neighborhood where they like the mob would just like dump bodies all the time. So we would just be like walking down the street and then there'd be a guy and like, oh, that homeless guy's sleeping. And you go over there, it's like, nope, there's a bullet in his head. And it's just like that kind of stuff. And just, he was never like a tough kid or whatever. He just,
Well, he was a little guy,
Yeah. I mean, he grew up around a lot of tough guys and like had friends who like, he got in fights all the time or whatever. But he just like started, making movies. Like he went to the theater one time and just, sparked his interest, and then that just became a thing. And he would like, they showed clips of like something he made with his friends where they all were like, it was like a Roman Colosseum kind of movie, where they were just like all wearing togas, but like it was clearly just like shot on a rooftop or whatever. So like obviously that wasn't good, but you could see like the beginnings of like where it would branch out to. And then the first episode ends with, and then he meets his like first muse or whatever, and then just shows like Robert De Niro. And then this next episode is like the beginning of their relationship and the start of all their movies that they make together.
That's cool.
But we were just talking about Robert De Niro last night, weren't we?
Yeah.
Like, fuck this guy. This guy sucks. Like he's in so many bad movies now.
Like now, like
Now.
tail end of career of De Niro, of course.
Yeah, I know. It's funny that so many people like I've seen interviews with actors who, and they've all like pretty much gone, "Oh, Robert De Niro is like one of the all-time greatest actors
Always,
of all
yeah.
time," and because he made so many great movies
Yeah.
for a while, and then suddenly like the 2000s hit, and then it was just.
I said Meet the Parents was his last like good movie.
Mhm.
Anything after that, kind of shit.
But yeah, so
Cool. I know a couple weeks ago you were telling me about the Jane Goodall documentary after she died, right? Or no, you just told me that she died and that there was an interview with her
Yeah.
talking about sending
Yeah,
bad guys to the moon.
yeah,
I guess that was like a Netflix thing, and
Yeah.
they're doing that. Like they're reaching out to really old people and go, "Hey, you're about to die. You want to have your final words recorded and have like this be your final message." And then they're not saying who that they contacted, but they're just like hoarding them and waiting them. And like it's smart to be preemptive, and you'll have some really good content, but that's got to be a weird call to make.
Yeah.
And like, ooh, yeah, like 93, shit, you're really old as fuck. Like, you still got it in your head to hold a conversation, or are you completely crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I can see where that sort of content could be interesting. Like that seems like a YouTube channel, just like last words with
Mhm.
Bobby Boberson or whatever.
Great name. Good, really
And
creative,
he
full Bobby
He just interviews,
Baberson.
but like it seems like an opportunity for just negativity. I hope they intersperse like my last message is something positive, but if it's just
Yeah.
from like some random person, does it really hold that much weight?
Well, yeah, they're not random people. They're famous people.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if they.
No,
Just, like,
they're not just like, hey, you're old and on the street.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
okay.
it's famous people.
Is it just famous people, or are they like prominent figures? Like,
I don't know if they're
public-
all actors or musicians. You know, it's like Jane Goodall was an activist, so I think
Exactly.
it's just big figures.
Okay, because I did watch that, what
Mhm.
she had to say, and it was great.
All right, back to me. My only other thing, Star Wars Visions. Let's get into it.
I was like, is he badass?
No, I just got out of Keeper, Osgood Perkins' latest movie. His like third movie in
Yeah.
like 15 months. He's just cranking them
He
out.
did direct the monkey. Then
He
I
did.
didn't double check.
Yep, he did.
I was starting to think people were saying he directed, but it was like one of those like Jordan Peele.
No,
type
you know,
things.
he actually
Damn,
did.
he's shitting
Because
them out.
the trailer for Keeper was at the end of Monkey. It was like the post-credit
I
scene.
do. Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And I've so far have been a fan of it. I like Longlegs. I think Monkey is like a lot of fun. It's not a great movie. It's a little messy, but it's a good time. I think like I don't like Gretel and Hansel that much.
Yeah, I
And
forgot
that's
he
the
did
one that
too.
people loved the most. Like it was held up as like one of the greats of that year. And to me, it wasn't for me. I wouldn't mind watching it again. Um, so you know, he's a little divisive in the horror community. People either think he's a huge hack and everything he's done so far has been shit. And a lot of people are hard on Longlegs. They're really mean about that one.
Well, I feel like especially horror movies, when they come out and they get significant praise from critics
Sure,
or
yeah.
something, then everyone comes in
Scariest
ready to
movie
be
of
like,
the year.
yeah, oh, they always say that. Okay,
Yeah.
well, look, they have to. Shut
Yeah,
up.
always, always, always.
Selling a product.
And I'll give him props. The people who create his trailers know how to sell his movies.
Mm,
Like they can cut together things that are maybe not so good and really make you want to see it.
yeah.
I really like this movie. I thought it was a good time. It was not perfect and
It's
no horror.
far from perfect.
No, and like you could sit there and say, "Well, explain more
Yeah.
about what happened in the past and the
How the
rules."
cake works and this.
Exactly.
There's tons of questions.
It's this mythology that I think maybe it's best to just leave up to you. Like, why was it a jar of honey at the end? They don't use honey at any other point
Yeah.
in the movie to set that up.
Was there in like the witch's den? Wasn't there honey or something down there?
I mean, maybe.
Oh.
I mean, like they show like an oven down in the basement when all the things are coming out. Like,
yes.
so are these things baking the cake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. To Steve right now, he's just like, what the hell? He jumps away.
So there's a lot of like weird stuff to it, but the lingering fear throughout it. That figure that shows up over her shoulder, it gets a little
The
yeah,
stretch
the
neck? Oh
stretching neck.
my, that's
It
so
gets a
good.
little silly,
No, I love that
but
stuff.
it's really really creepy. The things in the basement, the sound effects, and I think it's all held together so well because Tatiana
She's
Maslany
so
is so
good.
good in this. It's just here, like at the end when the turn comes and he says the wrong thing and she catches it, but she's trying to play nice
Yeah.
and not do the thing of, but I never told you my sister's name, one
Yeah.
of those things. She's so restrained.
Like how someone who really wants to like stay safe in this
Yes.
situation would act. Yeah.
And he's really good too. I'm not familiar with that actor,
I'm not
but
either. He's good, but there's his line delivery was like mushed to me sometimes, and I
I
was
think
like,
it's the accent,
it was it was almost like, and I don't think this probably wasn't the case, but it was almost like he was trying to do another accent, and he also has a pretty thick accent.
Sure,
That's
yeah.
what it came across. It was like he was trying to do a different accent, but he already has a thick accent.
What's his name? Hans Landa.
Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. It sounds like when I heard him talk, it was like, oh, this guy seems like a bloated Christoph Waltz.
And I feel like he sounded different sometimes, like almost like his real accent came through or something.
And yeah, maybe that was part of the movie and they cut it. And but
Could be.
I think they're both really good. The
Yeah,
cast is sparse. His brother,
yeah, cousin, it was his
cousin
supposedly
is like,
well, no, it was his cousin to her, but it was really
his brother. Okay, that's what's getting me confused.
Yep.
Like huge piece of shit and like plays it really well.
Especially like when he comes back to
That's the second time.
Yeah, and
I want a drink. Ugh.
yeah, it's like the way he's acting was just like, I don't know, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like he was acting in a way like he knew that she probably knew.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't trying to be that secretive about of what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knew he was kind of still in control, but he was very confused as to what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he played all that really well. Like that guy was good.
I like. There was always seemed to be like them looking into the shadows and nothing being there, and you would just see some like dust mites or whatever. But then other shots, it felt like something was creeping around the very edges of your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Like you don't see anything on the wall, but it's almost like it's hiding in the edges of the film itself. It's just like
so out of focus that you really aren't sure.
And he loves his overlays. There's just picture on picture on picture, and you're like, is this to invoke a sensation that she's feeling right there, or is what else is going on in the world? But really
like trippy and like kind of psychedelic
and put you in a good headspace for it.
Yeah,
I was really sold on this in the first minute. The intro I think is so interesting. Of
in the car,
you see a woman, and then you see it's all from like his perspective. There's like a woman smoking at a party, and then they're talking, and then they're sleeping with each other, and then here's a different woman, and they're sleeping with each other, and then here's a different woman, and like. I felt, I don't know why, but like Last Night in Soho for some reason it gave me that sort of vibe.
I can see that.
That was just a really strong opening to make me go like, what the fuck is this? And then my brain the whole time it was thinking, what could this be? And I didn't settle on like sacrifice, but it was always kind of a lingering thought.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be like the house eats people or something. I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like definitely not every little aspect of it, but I definitely that's why it's such a good intro. I actually almost forgot about that intro. Because showing all that and then showing like them screaming in agony, covered in blood, it's like you automatically kind of it sets it up like you understood what you just watched from the beginning, and when it's going on, you're like, what's going on? Yeah. Like by the end of that scene, it sets it up really good.
And you're instantly you're on her side, and you're instantly going to fear the man in any of these situations. And so I thought that was going to be a misdirect, and it was something else, and he was going to be innocent in on it. Because the trailer was really interesting. That it kind of showed from her perspective, like how can you trust someone, or can you really truly know someone, everything about them, and then halfway through it switches to the guy's perspective, saying like, can I really trust her? What's going on in her head? And so I thought the movie was gonna be like that as well. We would get a switch where everything she's seeing from him is not actually what it seems, but that's not the movie. That's just once again really good trailer editing.
Trailer tactic,
Yeah, but I liked it. I would say what was the creepy horror movie last year with the statue at the table started with
Oddity.
an O? Oddity. I feel like it's this year's Oddity.
Well, definitely not critically.
No, maybe not.
That's why I was like not sure where you were gonna fall because it's divisive and leaning skewing negative mostly for people. And a lot of people that I follow on TikTok particularly did not like it. And I get it. Like I looked at a lot of people's complaints and their questions, and I was like, yeah, I had that question, and then they had questions that I didn't even realize they had. But I still stand by like that. I liked it. Like it's weird. It's weird for me to say that because I saw it together and I kind of gave that some shit because there's questions and details I kind of wanted, whereas this has way more details that I would like. But it also did stuff different.
Sure.
Like you said, the editing stuff was really good. There's like really cool transitions too. Like technically, I really love
the first one that I noticed is like the
tub.
water.
Yeah, the tub with
and the water's coming down and just like, ooh, what is this? And I thought we were just transitioning into a scene of the river.
Yeah,
and it's like, nope, this is just on her. This is just her emotions.
It was cool.
I think with Together, they kind of let you know, hey, there is answers to all this. We can do exposition and give you what you're asking for, and this isn't there. You get a little bit of it at the end, so I could understand you're getting maybe not enough to satisfy what you want to know about the movie, and you could ask for more.
Or
no, with Together. It's like they give you some, but it's not enough to satisfy you. With this, doesn't give you any. And it's like, well, I'm fine with that. I didn't get that taste of wanting to know more.
Yeah, it's almost it is almost like that. It's almost like, well, shit, you're hardly telling me anything anyway.
Yeah, so I guess I just don't. I'm not supposed to know.
I'm gonna like what I understand, and like all the witches, like their faces, and like there's so many creepy
very
things,
like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, just like a spooky statue that comes to life. And
they like whoever was designing, coming up with concept art for like these witches and like even the bag, the spirit thing, whatever. All of it was it was different enough that I appreciate it. Like that long neck shot is so cool.
Yeah. I'm so glad I wasn't in an audience of like 14-year-olds because I could just see them busting up the whole time.
For sure.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's very flawed, but like, and I think I said to you last night, it's not style over substance. I think it's like style over how did I word it? Style over comprehension, maybe, or something. Or
I think comprehension was the word.
Obviousness. I don't know. I don't know, but it works for me for some reason, and I really liked it.
Steve, what's this movie about?
Oh yeah, because we haven't even said the plot.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, I think you should go see it on your own. But I want to know what did you glean from all that?
That I guess that this man is like sleeping with and abducting women to sacrifice for witches for some reason. That's essentially the
close.
Okay,
close.
And something about a cake and
baghead,
a bag ghost or witch or whatever.
Long neck.
Yeah, like so the creepy images. Like obviously, you guys said like there's a lot of stuff like you just don't understand. Or am I to interpret these things as like these are physical manifestations that are in this world that I believe can interact with?
If this is another one of those, well, it's actually a metaphor for trauma. I'm going to be pissed because
I have heard that theory, but I don't.
Like, no, these seem like physical things. Like he talks about like the things that live in this house and around these woods.
No, and the whole backstory with the brother. No, this is
these are real things. Yeah.
Okay, and so are the witches like the main villain, or are they just a piece of this movie where
I can't answer that?
It's hard to say because like him and his brother in like old colonial times shot a woman in the head, a pregnant witch that was by the river, and I guess she made a deal with them or cursed them for like they will live forever, but they have to bring women to be sacrificed, but those women turn into these weird ghoul things that live in the basement that make a cake that when you eat the cake you pass out so they can be devoured, and I guess part of the ghoul group. Yeah, it's weird,
and it's a 95-minute movie. Pretty much. So. Yeah. And I read people say that nothing happens in it until like the end or whatever, but I don't really agree with that.
No, a really good editing. Like she's sleeping, and it cuts to like the witch with the gun getting to her head, and then you hear the click, and she wakes up.
And
It's
I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
And then you get like,
but you get invested.
yeah, I would say here. Let me just. I would say kind of your question. Like, I don't want you to. Everything that we just said is going to make you think like it's another one of those horror movies where it's just random nightmare dream sequences that don't add up to anything and don't mean anything. And it's all bullshit. Like, I think the answers that get like you understand the surface level plot. It's little details about how things work that you're gonna have questions about. I think you understand the surface.
Yeah, I just think like if you
And
actually
the surface makes sense.
if this actually happened to you, there's not always going to be someone that's going to tell you everything, and you're going to be just lose your mind because of how crazy this thing you are, and you're just experiencing it like she is.
So then my last question is, does this movie end like in a positive way, in a tragic way? Okay. And then does it do that thing that a lot of horror movies do, which is like one of my least favorite things, is like it has the positive ending, but you see the hand pop out from the grave or anything like that.
Nope.
There's no
positive ending, cut to credits.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I like all that.
I don't know if you'll like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
but you could surprise me. Like,
I mean, I liked Longlegs. I liked The Monkey I Never Saw, Gretel and Hansel, and what was the other?
That's the only ones I know. I think he has another one.
I do think there's another that I'm forgetting.
Okay, I mean, I would say I'm more of a fan of his than not. So I'm happy to.
I want to support the family because like his dad was Anthony Perkins from Psycho. It's
Blackcoat's daughter.
Blackcoat's daughter. Okay, that's a good one. I like Blackcoat's daughter.
I haven't seen it, but I hear a lot of people say that's his best.
Yeah,
Emma Roberts, right?
I believe so. It's been a long time.
Anyway.
And I don't know. I can never seem to find the information, but it's either his daughter or his sister. But Emily Perkins is in Ginger Snaps. I don't know if you've seen Ginger Snaps.
I've seen Ginger Snaps.
And she's also in the It TV movie from 1990. She's Beverly, young Beverly.
Oh, that, yeah.
So it's like there's this.
And that's Clark's mom on Smallville.
The older one is.
Oh.
Yeah. Adult Beverly is Clark's mom. Young Beverly is Emily Perkins. Yes. So it's like I want to be supportive, and he seems like a fun guy. Like I like his interviews, but I don't know. I think he's gonna need to really do something amazing to win people back because I just see people saying, "Oh, he's in director's jail. He's a hack. I'm not watching his stuff anymore." But I think it's crazy because whether you like Longlegs or not, it's got style. Those demon heads and just
there's some scary
really
sequences
great shots in that
and good tension. Like the first half is very like 70s. Like it's real good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll check it out when I do. I'll get back to you guys.
All right. Cool. All right, Nick. That was my last thing. Steve's got nothing else, right? No.
I got one more.
You got one more thing. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, let me. All right. Okay, I'll do the one I won't talk about as much then. I've read something. I've read the first 8 issues of Something is Killing the Children. Oh, so I'm not like done the first collection that I got, but I feel like I've read 8 issues. I feel like I can say something.
Is that like the first arc?
I don't really know. It's in chapters in this collected edition that I have, and I can tell that each chapter is an issue. Okay. That's all I can say. I mean,
and you done 8 of them?
Yeah, I just finished like the 8th one earlier. I really like this story. I think it's still a lot of world building is going on, and I can tell that there's a lot of other things that are getting brought in to what was kind of relatively an intimate story at the start, but we're starting to introduce other characters and facts. So like the basic, no spoilery, just premise. It's pretty simple. Something's killing the kids. You know,
that's surprising.
Like opens with these kids hanging out, truth or dare, blah blah blah. They go out into the woods, blah blah blah. Kid says he saw a monster. They don't believe him. Monster's like, yeah, I'm real. Destroys them all.
Nice. What kind of monster? Or is that spoilery?
No, you can see.
Is it like a crab monster, a bear, a snake sort of thing?
What does he look like? No, like a Super 8 mixed with trying to think of what some of these monsters look like.
Like Cloverfield-y?
Kind of.
Okay.
And
But
again,
not that big, right?
you've seen him in the dark and kind of stylized art. So
Okay.
I think I can just find a picture while I'm talking.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so something's killing the kids in this town, a bunch of them, and this mysterious girl shows up, and she seems to kind of know what's going on, and she's kind of brings one of the surviving kid in tow, and she's trying to take it into her own hands and hunt it down. And that's like the most basic premise.
Okay.
But there's way more to it.
Sure.
You do find out a little bit later. Again, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but like that she's a part of like a society that kills these things. And they end up sending like somebody else after her. And yeah, I like that. Like you're just starting to learn a little bit more about her character. I like the art for the most part. No, I like the art. I like the art. I was coming off of a book, a Batman book that I didn't finish, which is not like me. Normally, I'm just going to finish it, but like I didn't care about the story much because I didn't care about the art. I couldn't tell what was going on.
It's such a big part of comic books. If you're not digging the art, you're gonna like forget the story.
And for me, sometimes I don't even love the art, but I need to understand what I'm looking at. That's like the bare minimum for me, and that could be a personal thing. I don't know, but just for instance, like Dark Knight Strikes Again, a lot of people hate that artwork, but I get that. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But at least I can understand what I'm looking at. The Batman book I was reading, I was focusing on a panel for like 30 seconds. I'm like, what is this? Even with context clues of the text, I'm like, what? Anyway, so. But Something That's Killing the Children is like such an easy read for me. I've just been flying through it. There's a movie and a TV series coming out. I read. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think I read that. I think I told you if that's gonna work. I'm guessing movie will be an adaptation of the story, and then I would bet like the show would be following like maybe another character from that society or something. But I don't know. Who knows?
Or you tell like what Welcome to Derry is doing a little bit even further in the past. You could tell stuff in the future. You could stretch that story out because how many issues is it start to finish?
I'm not sure if it's ongoing or not. I have two collections, and I feel like I Googled it once, and I didn't get a definitive answer quickly, so I just was like, whatever.
But you finished one of the collections, and you still have another to read?
No, I'm mostly done the first collection, and then I do have another one.
Okay.
So, but I really like it. I would praise like the dialogue a lot too. Like she just says like she has like a lot of good lines. Like she just is real badass. I don't know. Like she has.
How old are these kids?
The kids that are getting killed,
or the secret society chick.
Oh well, she does seem younger. I don't think we've gotten her age yet, but they're adults. Okay. She's an adult, but she's not a girl. She's
okay.
If I had to guess, I don't know, like 21. Who knows, but she just has a lot of cool moments with her dialogue, like which there's like in action movies where there's like a Jack Reacher situation or something like where there's someone they get arrested and then they get a phone call while they're like you're going to get a phone call in a few minutes and they're going to tell you to let me go. That a lot of like moments like that kind of shit. And the cops are just like, who the fuck is her? Like, what is going on? Like, why did, I don't know. Oh, one thing I don't love, but they're adding to the reasoning a little bit more and maybe I'm warming up to it, was that it's like that typical thing where like, at first it seemed like this, but you learn more. At first it seemed like only kids could see it. And I was like,
Pennywise again. Yeah.
Which I made that joke to you too the other night because I've been watching it with same as you guys, and I finished that episode of it. And I was like, all right, or no, I finished a chapter of that book, and I was like, all right, let me get into something different. I put on it, and I was like, wait, this is the exact fucking same thing. It's a monster killing all those kids, and it's like, oh god. And it does remind me of it a little bit at times, but except the monster has like babies too.
Oh.
And like I said, the monster doesn't look like a clown, obviously. But, I never did bring up a picture. I don't know. It looks like almost like they have multiple legs, multiple eyes, but you always mostly have seen it like all black with just like the red eyes. But
okay.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see it a little more in detail later.
So is it just a beast creature, or is it like an intelligent being that like has an agenda other than just like eating children?
Still learning about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we just recently like realized like it was because I guess there's different classifications for these monsters, and at first she thinks it's a little easier to kill, but then she finds out
it's a class B, not a class
like that.
C.
Yeah, and then you just learn something about like the babies, or I think the creatures in general. Like if they haven't fed, they're almost like not transparent, but like you can't hit them with something.
Oh.
Yeah, like not obscura, but like obscura type or something like that. Like there's you're starting to get some lore with the things. And she carries around this little octopus doll, and at first she keeps talking to it, and you don't even realize she's talking to it at first. Like it's so well written, actually. Now that I think about it, like just breadcrumbing little things, and then when you finally learn little things about things, you're like, oh, nice. But yeah, she has this little octopus thing, like a stuffed animal thing, and you're just like, what the hell? You don't realize she's talking to it at first, then you find out that she's talking to it, then you find out that it's like a something's in it, like a spirit, like a bad creature
Okay.
spirit or something is in it, and it's like kind of helping her, talking to her about stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you look up the monster? Because I was about to.
I did, yeah.
Yep. And I don't. It does look like something, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
It's like, I don't know if Carnage got a hold of the praying mantis alien from Attack of the Clones, Star Wars 2, when
Okay. Yeah.
if Carnage
I
got
was
on
trying
that
to say
thing.
like arachnid legs are
Okay.
kind of so. I definitely haven't seen art that detailed yet.
Okay.
But,
Spoilers, Steve.
But no, it's fine. But yeah, I really like the book, and I bet you would both love it.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. There's one called like Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I want to hear.
Oh.
Have you heard of that?
No, I know that this guy wrote, and I didn't realize it at first, a book that I read a few years ago called "Nice House on the Lake."
And then there's a sequel to that now.
Yeah, I haven't read
And
the
I've
sequel.
heard those were going to be the other ones I recommend.
I don't remember much about the plot.
I've heard they're really
but I
good.
loved it, and I didn't realize this was the same guy. And
Mhm.
yeah, I guess I'm a fan of this guy.
I think you like the Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. What's it called? Sylvania? Those little animal figures. Like in Pin 15, they would play with those little animal things, and they were like too old to be playing with those little toys. They're little animal creatures, and they're super cute, but they're called Sylvania. But that's the world, but it's like Dexter, this woman who's a bear. She kills people and hides it, and then someone else is doing like copycat kills that are maybe could reveal that she's also a killer. So she's going after the killer to protect herself, and I don't know. It just seems fun.
Cool.
Cool,
If I get a
Steve.
chance, I'll check them out.
Yeah. I'm reading a book too, but I'm only partially through it, and I can't wait to talk about it next week.
Awesome. My last thing before the main topic is I watched the first episode of Critical Role's The Mighty Nein.
Oh, is that out now?
Well, I think they released the first episode on like YouTube, but it hasn't officially come out.
Okay. Yeah, it's like the 19th or something.
I think so, yeah. But I think when it releases, it's probably going to be like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But the first episode, it's like an actual full like 45 minutes long.
Nice.
Because I think the other Vox Machina are like in the half-hour range. And if you like Vox Machina, I think you'll enjoy the show. It's a whole new cast of characters, all voiced by the same people but doing different voices, set in the same world. Sometime later.
Much later.
They don't say, and I won't say anything.
Okay.
Because I know some things.
Okay.
But so you only meet. It's a really like kind of reserved episode, and it definitely doesn't lean as much into the comedy as Vox Machina does. And you only really meet 4 of the I think 8 main characters or 7 main characters. And that 4th one you only get into like the last 10 seconds of the episode.
Okay.
So it really focuses on just these other 3. A like sort of destitute homeless wizard who is on a quest to like break into this pet shop, and you don't really know why. And he gets paired up with this little goblin girl who is the rogue, and so she's good at like lockpicking and thieving and stuff. And at first they're kind of like at odds, but they realize they can help each other because the little goblin chick is also like an alcoholic. It's like, you give me booze, I'll help you break into this place, and you can get what you want. And then there's also like you start following like political figures and like king, and there's this are we gonna have to go to war with these people because they've killed some of our people, but is it actually like done backhandedly by this like advisor who's actually like the leader of this secret society of assassins who may have stolen this weapon to incite this war. So it's all just like kind of like building on that stuff, and you can see where like the big arc of like this season is going to be. And then you meet who's my favorite character of the ones we've been introduced so far. She is a monk, and she is kind of like investigating like this explosion that is like from the thing that was stolen, and just like, hey, what does this all mean? Like, is this actually an attack by these people, or is this like something more going on? So she's kind of like doing detective work, but she's also like just buff as shit, but also like kind of hot in that way. And like there's some really fun action sequences. Like basically the first scene of the episode is like this big heist, and there's like elf ninjas and stuff, and then there's like assassins who can like do super speed stuff, and there's just like cool magic things. And then there's like one really good like one-on-one fight throughout the episode. So it's like all the same stuff that you like about Vox Machina in terms of just like if you like that animation style and the action sequences and fantasy and like world building, like it's all here, but maybe just not as like jokey because there's not like the silly bard character who just wants to like fuck everything and like crack jokes. There's not like the big dumb guy. Like I think they're all more uh, like serious characters. So I'm not sure if the show will like lean more serious, but it's definitely if I think they're trying to like make bigger, more long-standing episodes. But we'll see. So for a first episode, it's solid, but definitely doesn't get you intrigued, but doesn't give you everybody because that's for episode 2, I guess.
Okay. What was it called again?
The Mighty Nine.
Mighty Nein. And
don't ask me what the Mighty Nine means because I don't.
Because wasn't there a video game called like Mighty Number 9, and it was like the maker of Mega Man, and he kickstarted his own game.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, but then it turned a big piece of shit.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Nick, you got anything else before we get to the main thing?
Yes.
All right.
Unfortunately for y'all ears.
All right.
Well, I'll do the things I want to talk about very little. I'll just go. I don't have much to say. I watched the first episode of Last Samurai Standing. It's on Netflix this week.
Yeah. Isn't it like a group of 100 samurai and you all got to fight in the last...
Kind of, yeah. I was interested in it, but there's really no shortage of like period dramas and stuff like of that era.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. Then I heard it was really good. Saw it was kind of short, so I started. Yeah, I can't say much. I only watched the first episode, but I liked it. Basically, there's like a war. I'm not sure if it's based on a real war in Japan. Most of the it opens with like a long kind of tracking shot, of a samurai in a battle, killing all these people to get to the main guy, and he kills them. And he's like, "We won, everybody! We won!" And then everybody starts getting bombarded with like artillery from somewhere, and he's like screaming, "Stop! We won! It's over! It's over!" And then 10 years later, and then you find out like that war happened. All the samurais basically like got wiped out for the most part. Any that are left are like outlawed. Swords are outlawed. So, and that guy, it's like I said, it's like 10 years later, has a wife and a kid. They're both sick. The girl's like really sick, and I think it's cholera. That's a big break out of cholera all over in their town and all over. So he's struggling for money, and he like goes to ask for help in the town, and then he sees an ad for some sort of competition. It's like calling all martial arts, experienced people and whatnot, swordsmen, come to this temple, and then you can win 100,000 yen, which is a lot of money apparently. So
take your word for it.
Yeah, and then they meet at this temple, and the rules get explained. Do you want to know the rules of it? It's pretty simple. I'll let you watch it.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want this episode to go too long.
Okay. So yeah, and that's it. Basically, they have to travel this whole path and get to a end area with a certain amount of points that they get from basically killing each other.
Okay.
And
is it just for entertainment, or is it?
I mean, you're still kind of learning, but like there's like some big wigs that are like apparently they are watching it for entertainment, and
so it's their Squid Game, but
kinda.
They maybe want the greatest warrior to go do an assassination or something.
Could be kind of,
Okay.
But seems like it's shot well, good action, and I like the first episode.
All right.
Well, just to be clear, $100,000 yen in today's dollars would equal $646.40.
All right. But back then,
$646 might be $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say something like they reference it almost as like generational wealth to them.
Okay.
So it's a big deal because he says he could save the whole town with it. And then I also watched a movie called Throwdown. That was earlier today. Pretty simple. It's from a director named Johnny To. He's really highly regarded, but I looked through his filmography. He's like a Hong Kong director, been tons of movies. I only saw something called The Heroic Trio before, with
I
Michelle
can
Yeoh.
see the cover, kind
Yeah,
of cheesy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fantasy
Actually, I
action.
think I may own that. Like, I picked it up as a 50 cent buy
It's good.
at some place.
It's fun. But it seems like he's done all manner of genre in those kind of movies. This movie seems I've read it's like more personal to him, and it's like dedicated to Akira Kurosawa and all that. But
Okay.
I guess judo is a big thing, or was a
Okay.
big thing, is and was over there. Judo being a martial arts style that's kind of like uh,
Throws and
it's all
leverage.
about it's all about throws, trying to get a submission, but mostly like get the person on the ground.
Hmm.
It's a lot of grappling. There's no strikes,
Mm.
no striking at all, which I didn't realize because there's actually a funny moment in the movie like where a fight breaks out and I don't know, well, some things in this movie could be a cultural divide, but I also was reading some people are saying some things don't quite make sense, you just go with it. But anyway, huge fight breaks out and like it's this long shot like showing the whole fight and all the chaos, and no one's throwing a punch, they're all throwing everybody on the ground over their shoulder like it's 18 people just, and it just I laughed out loud, it was so funny, like this is kind of silly, but then by the end of it I really appreciated like how it works. They don't want to cause damage. It's more of a
Hmm.
competition thing. Well respected art. But
It's kind of
yeah,
like sumo, where like you're not there to beat each other up.
yeah,
It's to use
just
your
win.
skill to win.
I didn't read all the rules, but because it's not really focused on the sport as much, even though there was like a competition at one point. But I guess you can win without win, or like you can have draws or like half wins or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, but the movie's kind of like a hangout movie almost. Like I don't know how to classify it. It's really weird, but it's shot really well. It's like a gambling drunk that owns a club and a drifting girl who has no money and like a singer. They kind of cross paths with a judo guy who wants to fight a bunch of people, and they're hanging out in their stuff and it follows them. That's more about that, but I liked it a lot. It's pretty highly regarded.
And called Throwdown.
Throwdown, which is hilariously apt title because everybody's getting thrown down. And it's on. I watched it. It was a Criterion release actually,
Oh,
and it was really really nice. Um,
last thing.
Last thing I
All
promise.
right.
And then what's the main Running Man?
Running Man. Yeah.
I already talked to you about this a little bit, so I'll just go through it. I watched them. It's an OVA
Oh,
technically.
yeah.
Virgin Girl. What was that? Virgin
Panty
Punk.
dropper.
Yeah, Virgin Punk Clockwork Girl. God, sometimes the Japanese.
Is the Virgin important?
No,
So why
I,
Japan?
I don't know why. I'm
Why?
assuming it's a like
Stop it!
it's a
Can't you
literal
just be a
translation.
clockwork girl or whatever?
Why does it even have to be a girl, like a young girl? But
Clockwork them.
anyway, the guy who did this. He did Kite and a show and another OVA called Mezzoforte, which are hyper violent, early '90s, mid '90s, late 2000 or early 2000s. I don't even know, anime short movies. Um, and I was telling you a fun fact about them. They're known for being like basically hentai, but they're not really. What it is they're an action anime, and the only way that they could get made pretty much and funded by people in studios and stuff at this time was to include kind of forcibly, no pun intended, like hentai rape scenes or of
That's crazy.
sorts.
Isn't that crazy? Like, because in America, it's we want to make money on this. You got to pull all that shit out so we can make it PG-13.
Which they did come over here and they pulled that stuff out for our
Yeah.
versions. But yeah, so
Would something like Wicked City be kind of similar, or is that
it's not quite hentai. That's like Ninja.
it's just horny?
Yeah, it's like Ninja Scroll.
Because I mean, isn't there like a vagina mouth in that?
Probably, and
But you don't see the penetration.
Yeah, no, this is hentai.
Okay.
This is very different.
Is it tentacly or is it actual penisy?
This is actual penis.
Okay.
Like
Blurred?
no,
Okay.
This is.
I mean, they're so weird about it,
Nah, dude. There's oil. There's like
You
nothing.
can't show real penises, but you can show animated penises.
No, I've watched like
I don't-
animated stuff that still blur things.
No, this is.
Okay, cool. So
We're finding out so much about your guys' search history.
Nick, you're in the wrong week. Last week was the full frontal week,
yeah. Yeah, and look, I'm not like a hentai person. Like, I'll say this: so if like a beautiful anime chick is,
You don't even say it, but we get it.
all I'm gonna say is
it's not gonna ruin my time watching it.
I'm not a hater of it, but I don't seek it out and search it to watch for my own pleasure, is what I'm saying. But it is really jarring when it happens, kind of, because and it's kind of funny almost because it's like they are the characters of the story you're watching, but suddenly they're just fucking for some reason, and then it goes right back to the story. And there's usually one or two, and then there'll be some random nudity sprinkled. So that's what those were. That's what he did. I don't know what other works he's done. I've seen those before. I am a fan of them with those scenes and without. It's whatever. This is his newest thing. It's been doing it and making it for years. I think it's taken forever, even for this 30-minute thing. It's only 30 minutes long. Animation is fantastic. It's not a hentai at all. There's nudity in it, and there's only two girls in the theater with me, and I can tell that they didn't realize what this was. Because, like, when there's nudity, it's not even like when you watch anime and there's nudity, it's like barely drawn. It's just a little blip bloop, you know? Nah, this is like areola details. Like, this is different kind of nudity, and it's just boobs, but I heard them gasp both times. It's not like an anime you're watching, and like I said, it's just like little drawing. Like, it's a little more detailed, and I can tell that they're like, oh, because it was already at this point dropping tons of fucks and like it's like hard R like for this, but it's still not hentai.
Okay.
And that's also in a theater, so it's not. It's if it's in a theater, you can. It's not like that stuff was, but it was a really cool, awesome animation. Not even to summarize the story, really. It's like I can really quickly. It's like an orphanage. There's a girl there. She watches these bounty hunters come in and kill her, like the orphanage runner. And even though you find out that he was a terrible guy and that's why they were hunting him, it still kind of left a mark on her, I guess. And fast forward like 10 years, and now she is also a bounty hunter, and she's kind of like the two bounty hunters that killed the guy, their biggest competition almost.
Oh.
And she's really good. She's human. This is a world with like almost cyberpunk. Like people have augmentations and stuff. Yeah, but they're not. You can't really see them until they use them. But when they use them, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's their biggest competition. Action scene. The one girl of bounty hunter dies, and then the guy visits her. The girl later, the Clockwork girl, whatever. I can't remember her name, and you can tell that he's been trying to recruit her for a while because she's competition, and she's been saying no. She denies him again, and he just kills her, just shoots her a bunch of times. Wakes up almost like a RoboCop situation, just her brain in a cybernetic body. Of course, he put her back in her 14-year-old body.
Of course, like why wouldn't you?
And he walks in on her like all the time, which is like shouting. It's just like, oh god, but. He does try to explain why he put her back in her kid body, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, and then she just has to come to terms basically that because he can turn her off, and stuff. Like she tries to run away, and it's a really good moment where she's like, "Why am I getting so?" And it's because she's like powering down. Yeah, there's a big scene where she helps. She decides, "Fine, I'll help. Just give me all I need to help be the best." And she's really skilled, whatever. She does a job, and you can just tell that she's gonna work for him begrudgingly and just try to get him when she can, and that's the setup. So it was awesome. I loved it.
Right. Do you think there's going to be more of this? Like,
I don't think it's going to be a series because he's always done OVAs. If I had to guess, maybe if it's doing well or whatever, they're going to do like 3 of them or something, 3 30-minute ones. That's what I'd guess, but I didn't look into it. Yeah. I got a lot to say about all this.
No,
what was the hentai called again?
Well, call this. I mean, or don't. I don't really care. But I just want to. I've never seen any of this sort of stuff really, but I remember being a teen, and I don't know where I saw. I think it was like an E-Bombs World. This wasn't like a thing that I like sought out. It was just like, oh, here's a cool anime thing that you could watch, and it was on. I think it was like less than 5 minutes long, but it was like a girl in like a hot tub or like bathhouse kind of thing, and I think she's like getting fingered by a dude or something like that, and then all of a sudden like his hand turned into a tentacle and he becomes like this tentacle monster who's just going to town on this chick, and she's just like and it becomes like this real scary thing, and the next thing you know she's like teleported to like this other realm where there's like other giant like tentacle monsters like walking around the distance, and then it just ends. Do you guys know this at all?
No.
I mean, sounds familiar to me.
I mean, I haven't seen it in like 20 years.
But there's a lot of stuff like that.
But okay, it was the first time I've ever seen anything like that, and I was like, "What the fuck is?" Like, I thought it was like, I think it might have been like a horror short, or maybe it was a hentai thing. I don't really know because it didn't come off as like sexual, even though that she was like naked, and it was like a tentacle thing going inside of a person. But it was just more like scary than like
Interesting.
really rapey or whatever. I don't know. But it was just the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. I had no idea what it was, and it feels like the kind of video that it's like, hey, we all saw this thing back then, right? But maybe not. Maybe it's just a weird thing I discovered.
Maybe. What was that was your first thing, Nick? Do you remember the first time you saw like an animated nudity sex act something? Was it something from an anime or was it just something on the internet?
It could have been on the internet, but like one of my earliest memories of like anything significant, you're talking more than just like some jiggling boobs or something, would probably be Ninja Scroll.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a super sexual movie, but towards the beginning, there's some stuff.
I think the very, very first thing I saw was a Simpsons thing, and it was like Maggie sucking on Bart's dick, and it's like, I couldn't find her pacifier, Mom, and it was like, what the fuck is this? And then I remember it was just it was just like
just imagining like creepy dads like using that excuse when their like wife walks in.
And then
we're gonna have to cut this entire episode.
I remember it's just a picture of Daphne being fucked by Scooby. But it was like, it wasn't super great. You could tell he what was going on. But I remember seeing there was a Sailor Moon one, and it was Tuxedo Mask having sex with Sailor Moon, and there's like vine tentacles like grabbing her legs and stuff, and then there's a little picture in the corner of like a zoomed in shot of her vagina with I can't even remember if it was him or a vine or something going in, and I remember sitting there like staring at that forever and my mind being blown, because I think maybe the only other thing was Heavy Metal. I remember seeing Heavy Metal, and that was kind of like a crazy thing, but this was so graphic, and I just stared and stared. I saved it. I put it on a little floppy disk so I could have it in the future. I was enamored with it, but that never became a thing for me. I never became obsessed with anime or hentai or just like cartoon porn in general.
I want to be no part of this audio.
We're just talking about childhood stuff. I also saw really gross things, like a little girl get her face bit off by a dog. I saw that shit as a kid.
Yeah, I never got into. I don't think I've ever actually seen I've clicked on a video of like any sort of animated sex. The majority of anything like animated sex wise I've seen is just like always in the corner of a website of just like Marge and Peter's wife, whose name is Lois, or like you said, Velma.
Yeah, real cartoon fuck. Click here. Yeah.
It's always just like some ad, but never. I don't think I've ever actually like watched a video of animated sex acts. So,
well, great transition. Let's move on to our main thing.
Well, the podcast is running a little long. And speaking of running, the Running Man.
Okay, all right.
Well done.
When I say this title, The Running Man, like Running Man has always been one word to me. Like it's the show, it's who you are. But if you had never heard of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie and you just saw this title, like what a terrible movie, The Running Man. Is it Forrest Gump? What is it? Is it a race movie?
I would assume it would be some sort of horror movie because you got like the Man,
the Bye Bye Man. Yeah. Did you say the Ha Ha Man?
That's not what I
we all love the Ha Ha Man. Yeah, he's really good.
Sorry, that was an inside joke with us that I forgot isn't a real movie.
So directed by Edgar Wright, and starring Glenn Powell, Coleman Domingo,
Josh Brolin,
Michael Cera, and one last guy, William H. Macy. Which I didn't know he was in this.
30
seconds. I didn't know Lee Pace was in this.
Like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but so a nice cast. Maybe not the perfect choices for this movie, but quick summary. Sometime in the future or right now, an alternate time, because they never say what year it is, because the book takes place in 2025, and so this one just kind of says it could be any time. What a reflection on society, and everyone's poor and everyone's sick, and The only way you can make money is to debase yourself on television. And so he's going to go do that. Signs up for the Running Man. He has to outlast like 6 hunters for 30 days and he'll get $1 billion, which was nice to see $1 billion because it's always like $100 million. Like people don't think big. I can't wait till movies start saying like $1 trillion because now $1 million is like $10,000. And
100,000 yen.
yeah, and then so he does that and he runs and fights and shoots and makes dumb faces into a camera.
He gets angry.
He gets angry
Rages.
and and then he's Katniss Everdeen. Steve, did you like this movie?
I will say that, do I think it's a good movie? Not really. But did I have a good time watching it? I did.
Okay.
I think it's the kind of movie that would be such an easy thing to like, if, I don't think we really do this anymore because people don't really watch TV, but like if you're just like sitting at home and you have the TV on and like this movie came on and be like, oh.
Yeah, it's a TBS movie all the way.
It's like I could sit here and watch this movie. Like it's just, you can kind of like turn your brain off. It's not super deep and you can just kind of like sit back and like enjoy the ride. I don't think there's any like real fantastic sequence that really stands out other than like probably like the Michael Cera house sequence. This doesn't really feel like an Edgar Wright movie, even though there are like some like snippets of like I can see where he like is here, but it doesn't stand out. And I don't know why like I haven't seen any interviews with him on this movie. I don't know why it like really spoke to him.
He said he read it as a kid before he knew about the movie. And then he saw the movie and went, wow, that's kind of disappointing. There's so much you can do with this. And now he got to.
Yeah. But I think Glenn Powell is fine. I don't think this is like the role for him. I don't think he's like bad. He's done so many roles where he's like such like a charming, charismatic guy, and he's not really that in this movie. He's like an angry, tough guy, and I believe he could be a tough guy, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like he's got too charming a face or something.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but I didn't really buy him as like the angriest man on earth who's just like unstoppable. But I think like all the other like side characters are kind of fun. I mean, Lee Pace is wasted, but like Josh Brolin with his like veneer teeth, like he's kind of fun. Coleman Domingo is always great. Love Coleman Domingo in this. Michael Cera is like I think the only person who is in an Edgar Wright movie. In this Edgar Wright movie. But like his stuff was fun, and it's always fun to see him kind of like do something actiony because he's like the least actiony looking guy in Hollywood. But all that being said, like I think this movie is like, not all that interesting in terms of like sequences or story, and like I think the writing's a little like meh. But altogether, like, did I have a good time throughout? Yeah.
I was really enjoying this movie for like the first half hour, and then I think maybe it was after the hotel sequence where he's naked on the roof and ha ha ha. It's like as soon as that was done, like okay, I'm not enjoying this as much. And then it gets a little further. You get a little spike with Michael Cera, but by then I wasn't enjoying it nearly as much. And then by the time he hijacks that chick on
from the chick on the road to the end, it's like the worst part of the movie.
I was done with it. And
I never read the book, but I know that this ending.
Jesus.
I know that this ending, like I've been told that this movie is pretty faithful adaptation to the book up until the end, which they changed the end, but I don't know.
Like the whole airplane stuff.
Well, okay, I do actually. Now that you bring it up, I do know. So in the book, he hijacks, like he gets on the plane, and like everything kind of plays out the same, but then he's just like he crashes the plane into like the building that runs the competition, kills like a ton of people and himself, and that's just where the book ends.
Okay.
Like, he gets his revenge by like killing himself and a bunch of
I like that.
other people.
Yeah,
especially in a dark ending to this sort of like kind of fun action movie. So I see why they changed it.
And that's the problem. Like it wants to be fun, and they want you to think he's kind of a fun, silly character, but it's so depressing. Like the whole world is very oppressive, and at least in the original, it is kind of a shit world, but like you're having a good time in it. And that's, I think, one of the biggest problem is
Tonally, it's weird.
it's weird. And you look at the original and you have all the, what are they called? The hunters.
Yeah.
They're fun. There's like a guy with light bulbs all over him and he does opera. And then you got like a fire guy and an ice guy or whatever, you know.
I've never seen.
Okay. They're more like wrestlers or American gladiators. They got big personalities and crazy costumes. And
very
in this,
80s movie.
they're fucking NPCs. Why would anybody care about these guys? They are nothing
They're
and
just ice
nobody.
engines.
Yeah, exactly. They're so boring. And if you gave them all a little something, you know, like this one is the katana guy, this guy, you know, uses poison darts or whatever. And then every time he defeats one of them, it's a fun, different sequence of how can he overcome poison darts. You know, the katana guy wasn't bad. He had a gun, but poison dart guy, who knows, you know, but they're nothing. They're nobodies. They try to make one like that blonde guy. Like they notice each other.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like who cares? He's the one that doesn't have his mask on. I'm not invested in these guys at all. So that would have helped this movie immensely. Weird mention of dairy.
Yeah.
And then it took me back and went, oh yeah, this is a Stephen King story. I forgot that.
I think this book was actually written under his
pen name, yeah. But, you know, why not? You know, who cares? But I thought that was fun.
I wonder if that was like in the original script, or they were like, "Hey man, we need to do cross promotion.
We gotta, yeah.
At the same time, you gotta throw Dairy.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, look back to the It movies and go like, okay, yeah, let's put the Paul Bunyan statue way in the background, or the tower, or something like that. Which, you know, okay, pause. In the It TV show, they go to that tower, and that's like a hangout spot. Mm-hmm. That's in the movies, but they never really talk about it at all. In just one scene, like Bill Hader's walking by, and it's that tower. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Anyhow. But yeah, I think this movie kind of sucks. And I feel bad for Edgar Wright, because this is, in my opinion, definitely his worst movie.
For sure.
100%.
I wasn't in love with Last Night in Soho, but there's like some...
Their style.
Oh, like the dance sequence alone, worth the ticket.
It's great.
There's some good stuff in it, even though I don't love that movie.
Yep. And I'm with you with the main dude, Glenn Powell. Me and Nick were talking about it last night. I was like, oh my God, we're so poor and we can't handle this. And he's jacked as fuck. Like the amount of protein you have that body, you are not poor.
Well, he was working on like rigs and stuff.
Sure, I guess, but it's Hollywood blue collar body. Oh, I'm a construction worker. Look at my defined abs. Strong construction workers don't have show muscles like that. But that's every movie, you know, like Star-Lord is a fucking bum and he's just a loser who sleeps around. Would he really be that jacked, or would he kind of use the technology to be a lazy piece of shit? You know, it's a Hollywood thing.
Genetics. We'll write off that. I wish, like, for me, I really just want to like connect with the characters in this movie, or in any movie, and the movie just gives you like very surface level stuff with like him and his wife and the sick kid, and then like I just really wish I felt like that kid was sick versus just like a normal kid in her arms that like didn't like. I don't know what I really needed. It just, I wish that kid looked more sickly. I wish his wife seemed more like run down. Like it just never really.
She's so put together.
She's so
for being how poor they are.
It just like it's just a bunch of like really beautiful people who are like quote unquote poor. It's make them ugly, make their clothes look like shit. I know she like kind of had like a nice job as like a waitress in a strip club, so she like had to look good. But it just seemed like one of those things. Like I never really got it. And it was just such a simple, like, you know, I get that he needed to save his kid, but it just seems like putting yourself in a competition nobody won. Like, I kind of almost wish he was, like, tricked into doing it. Because, like, when he was going through all those trials, I thought, like, oh, he wasn't going to meet the head of the studio. And it was just like, oh, here, sign this contract. You're going to be put on this, the treadmill running show. And he's like, okay, great. And he just signs it without reading it. And he's like, oh, we signed you up for the Running Man. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Versus just like, hey, man, you could win this whole thing. Don't you want your wife and kid to live? Okay, sure. Yeah. And he just does it. I don't know.
And I could buy it a little bit because they do say after a day you get money. After another day you get more money. So even if he failed, they're still going to get something. Whereas if it was nobody has won this before and you only get any money if you win, and be like, okay, that's ridiculous. Why would you ever sign up for
the long walk?
Yeah.
Also by
yeah, exactly. Man, he really loves people endurance for money.
It's also Last Samurai Standing.
Oh yeah.
And Squid Game.
it's a lot of things for sure.
Battle Royale.
Real quick, can I say they show some of the other games or whatever in this world? The treadmill trivia one, I can't believe that's not a show right now in our world. Like it seems like such a simple idea.
I mean, we have games where you're got to dodge balls or fit through a silhouette. It just doesn't end with a pit of spikes or anything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that show exists where they would die.
But that does seem like something.
Yeah, there's something there.
Survivor is a lot like
couldn't they just put a mattress or something down there? Why did he have to fall and get so injured?
Because that's the stakes, because then anybody would sign up for it if you don't have the chance of falling down a big spike pit.
Okay.
I don't think he fell in a spike pit.
I think
some bars.
Oh yeah, but he died for sure. They showed him his face and his eyes are open and blood was coming out. He was definitely dead. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. Like,
I mean, I figured, but I thought maybe the lower level games, people were just trying to win some money. I don't know. I don't feel like they have to get hurt every time.
In the original, I think he's not tricked into it. He's like a prisoner who tries to do a prison escape, and then they realize oh wow, he's pretty buff. He could probably do this, and he just is forced into it. Gotcha. His female companion gets thrown in as well. I don't know. I like that game arena thing. The idea of the world and people can rat you out. There's some good fun concepts, but I don't feel like enough people tried to rat him out. He seemed pretty safe through most of it.
Yeah. The majority of people he ran into were just we want to help you win.
Yeah.
Because the world has shit on us too. So why would we want to see you die for doing the thing? Which I get, but I don't know. It just always seemed like it was just on to the next sequence where the hunters were there and they were always there instantaneously.
Yeah.
And they're just like you said, just kind of faceless goons that just are there for cannon fodder. There was really no interesting villain to obviously we hate Josh Brolin's character. He's the bad guy. And we know that the Lee Pace character is there. But I don't know, I just never really it was all just meh.
Yeah.
Nothing to really connect with. It was all
put Lee Pace in the Glenn Powell role. He doesn't I can, even though he is also handsome and cut and everything, I can see just the weariness of his face that man could play someone who has struggled.
Yeah.
And Glenn Powell looks too coiffed to be a struggling man.
I like Glenn Powell, but I would say Lee Pace is a better actor than him. At least from what we've seen. So I think if you're right, if they switched, I could buy that. Because then you could look at Glenn Powell, who is cut, and oh yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who would take on a hunter role. And cool.
I was telling Nick, if this movie was made 9 years ago, it wouldn't have been Glenn Powell. It would have been Chris Evans. This is such a Chris Evans role.
Yeah.
And it's such a non-Edgar Wright-esque movie that anybody could have made this, the Russo brothers, and it would just be a Great Man or something. And I do think the sets look nice, and the CG looks good. It's not super futuristic, but you have
it's pretty simplified.
You have flying balls and flying post office. It's we still do physical post office. He still uses cassette tapes for the recording, but it's not so far flung. It's not Fifth Element or anything, but I can see that's where we would end up in this world. Eventually, you would get to Fifth Element.
Speaking of that mail, that drove me nuts because it's I drop in a package and then the robot drone thing takes off and delivers it, which is okay, that's kind of cool. But if there was a guy coming up, I throw my package in and then another guy's what? Oh, yeah. And the thing took off. I was do I have to wait till tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is another robot going to be there in a minute?
I would assume another one comes in, or maybe it pops up. Maybe there's 3 in there.
Okay. Because it just seems maybe every hour that thing leaves.
Sure.
But what? I'm just nitpicking.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nick, you go, because I've said enough.
I don't have much to say. I did already talk about it with Ben. I feel pretty similar to Ben, but I probably liked it a little bit more than Ben, but not significantly. I don't ever need to see it again. I think Glenn Powell. I'm only going to say things that you guys didn't already say.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
All right, Ben, here's the edit point. Cut out everything Nick says because it's just a repetition.
One thing that annoyed me, I thought he was like too angry. Like I know he's supposed to be like the angriest guy, but like irrationally angry.
Mhm.
Like I was telling Ben when he goes into the line and then he helps that guy and he gets his ass kicked. Okay, that should be your extra reminder. Oh, I should just be like
I'm
on my
in this
P's and Q's.
world.
And then the guy says something not even that rude or whatever about his daughter, and he breaks the glass. And it's like they could have just killed you.
Yeah,
right
they
now,
would have taken your
probably.
hand for that in this
Idiot.
world.
And then there's other times too where he's just like, I'm just like you said almost. I just don't buy. Like I get he's the system and I get his family situation and stuff, but like I just don't buy. Maybe it is the Glenn Powell thing. Like I just don't buy him as that angry.
Yeah, if you're going to make him the freedom fighter that survives, you start him being submissive. He's constantly getting fired, but he doesn't do anything about it, and he's just trying to keep his head down for his family. And then he gets angrier and angrier and angrier through the whole thing until he could become the revolutionary. Or you start him off the angriest man in the world, and people are in on what he's saying. You would have to cut out the whole they manipulate what you say. And then he rallies people behind him. Then he does the plane crash, kills himself, and he's a martyr now. I like you can't have him start so damn angry and then survive and be the hero. I think he doesn't grow at all. He just kind of does the Running Man.
Yeah. I mean, I guess until you just started talking, I kind of forgot about the whole like little backstory they're feeding us about like how he what was it like at work he like stood up for somebody or something.
He stood up for, or like he contacted a union
It
rep,
was a union
which
thing, yeah.
they don't like unions. Why do unions exist if like even talking to a union rep could get you fired?
And blacklisted.
And then like he saved someone's life because they were falling, but I guess he damaged the harness in doing that.
Oh, that's what it was.
So
yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I get why he's so angry.
Yeah,
Like, I think that
but
maybe
but he needs to like either get to a certain point where he's absolutely insane, or he needs to learn how to get angry through it. He just starts at like the high point of like the middle of his arc. He's already there.
Yeah.
And I also wish that like maybe we saw him like just little like quick snippets of him at these other jobs and how those other jobs maybe like kind of gave him the skills to survive in this
That
world.
would be great. Yeah.
Because there was really no like training sequence or any real like semblance of like how do I survive? It's just I'm gonna run and then he just kind of like lucks out in a lot of ways by like running into the right people or like they start the competition and he goes to William H. Macy immediately who is like underground like passport in disguise guy, which like they never established their relationship, but he's like, hey buddy, I was going to give you a job to work here tomorrow, but I didn't get a chance to see you because you signed up for
it's like the reverse of last day of retirement or last day before retirement.
Yeah. It's just like we should have seen William H. Macy before and like he's kind of like a father figure to Glenn Powell because his father died in a workplace setting, and that sort of like is another reason why he doesn't like corporate greed or whatever. But it's just like we're just introduced to William H. Macy. It's just like, oh, I'm here to like give you the keys to survival. It's like, well, who the fuck is this guy? And like, how do they know each other? Why are they friends? Like
they should have taken Michael Cera, and that's William H. Macy's son.
Oh.
When the cops raid the place, he's able to get out. William H. Macy is taken, and so it's like, hey, my dad trusted you. I trust you as well. Let me put you on to blah, blah, blah. And then at least you have a little bit of a connection, and he could even talk about his dad later on. I don't know. Little things to just flesh out some characters.
And then you had the other contestants, which we haven't talked about.
Oh, yeah.
The one guy...
Katie O'Brien, and
the one guy from Please Don't Destroy.
Yeah,
that was so random.
Which, like, that guy was never going to make it through the trial rounds again there. But I do like that they kind of like, well, we do purposely hire like a guy who's designed to die immediately, a person who lasts a little while, and then we like have someone who like makes the competition go. So at least they like kind of explain that. I
really thought Katie O'Brien they were gonna join up.
That's what I was gonna think too, because she's an actress who's been like on the rise in
On
the
the
past few
rise.
years, and it's like in a lot of big
She was in
movies.
Christie just a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
She was. I mean, she had a very small part in the latest Mission Impossible
Yep.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
Loves
Love Lies
Bleeding.
Bleeding. She
Yeah.
was great in. So she's like an exciting up and coming
Her
actress.
movies don't make a lot of money except for Mission Impossible.
Was she
But
on Andor? Or was that... She was on one of
no,
those shows.
she was in Ant-Man and Ant-Man Quantumania.
No, she's in a Star Wars show, though.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well,
I
she's in Ant-Man Quantumania. She's
Yeah,
like
she
the
is in
the
there.
barbarian woman.
But like all of her roles have been designed as like tough badasses,
Yeah.
and she's essentially wasting this movie. Like she lasts 2 weeks or whatever it is, but she's doing all this stupid shit like going to casinos.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't really try.
Just like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have fun.
It seems like such as the thing you would see is her going or them running into each other and going like, look, no one's ever won this competition because we were all out for ourselves. Let's team up,
Yeah.
and then maybe they do a thing like they have character growth with each other. He helps her, she helps
She
him.
has connections to, like,
Yeah,
maybe
it's like-
she knows the black dude and the little kid, and that's how they get connected.
Yeah.
You know.
And then like she has to sacrifice herself, or he's gonna sacrifice himself because that's who he is. He's the heroic character, and she's like, no, I was never gonna win this thing.
Mhm.
I've made the X amount of money I need to save my people. I have cancer or something. I'm gonna die in a month. Whatever, like bullshit you need.
It's the scene on the bridge when he jumps out of the car. It, like, she takes over the control of the wheel and hits his ejector seat and sacrifices herself. You know.
Because she's, or maybe she like gets hit with a bullet and she's like, I'm going out. Like, it's got to be you.
I can't last 15 more days.
You could
a
write
million different things.
Different reasons, but like have him like have someone with him to like go on this journey. And like help each other out, because like maybe he's not skilled, but she has been training for this or something, and they could train. I don't know. I just wish.
But then we wouldn't be faithful to the book, and you know.
I just wish there was any sort of like inkling that he had the like intelligence and skill set to survive this competition, other than just being like, I am angry and strong and handsome.
Yeah,
if that's gonna.
And I help people.
Because like, if you told me charismatic Glenn Powell like was able to start the revolution, okay, like that makes sense. You're using his like that actor's skill set, but there's just like, I'm angry at the world. It's like everyone's angry at the world. Like, why would this guy be the piece other than like him winning the competition? Like, it would make more sense for him to just crash the fucking plane into the building and then go like, okay, that guy did what we all wanted to do for a long time. Let's
we needed more of, we're going to hack their system so they can't manipulate the footage so people really see what's going on. They just went from, and I just can't buy it that society sees one revolutionary guy and then decides to overthrow, everything, because we had that. And everyone went like, man, I sure hope somebody else starts a revolution. So it's like, it's the same thing as, this disease plagued the planet and all the nations band together to find a cure. Absolutely never would happen. We are so too greedy for that. So it's hard for me to buy, especially in this world. It was easier to buy in like Hunger Games, where it is a very different world than what we're in, and that the revolution kind of, I can buy that, where this just kind of felt like, our time, but more of a RoboCop world. It just, we're a couple years away from that. Could use a lot of work to make this better. And
it's not short. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it feels like I need another like half hour to flesh out some things, which is like, I don't want a 3-hour version.
No, or you cut this down to 90 minutes and you get rid of what's her face in the car, and that you don't introduce a character this important to the final act 10 seconds before the final act. Like, such a weird choice for that to be. If that was, say, Michael Cera, he survived blowing himself up, or I can't remember what happened to him, and he was following it on TV, and it's one of those movie conveniences. He pulls up right when he's needed, and they go do the final bit. Okay, that's fine, but to introduce a brand new character this late in the game is kind of like really shit writing.
Yeah.
Maybe it works in a book and it's perfectly fine, but
I've not to defend this movie, but at all, or that I get what you're saying. I feel like they might have, and I don't like how they did it either, but I feel like they added her so that they had like a normal person who had been brainwashed. You
Yeah.
know, it was the MAGA person
Yeah.
coming to terms.
Uh-huh. And you need someone just for him to talk to bounce the ideas off. It's
Yeah.
for our benefit, I
Yeah.
guess, but
I think they just wanted to show how he could change
sure.
normal people's
Yeah.
opinions. But I also agree with everything
That makes
you said,
sense.
so.
Yeah. Now give me Lee Pace. I don't think
The most underutilized.
he's great. He's good in everything he does. And
Stop putting Joel Kinnaman in everything.
I like Joel Kinnaman.
I do too, but
I like it's like you could stop giving me the Jai Courtneys and what's his face from Avatar. You know, I don't need to see those
Sam
guys.
Worthington.
Sam
they've
Worthington.
already stopped giving us.
Yeah, it's like Sam Worthington has been very lucky to have Avatar. Matt Damon is killing himself. But
yeah, Sam Worthington has made 2 movies that have grossed $2 billion.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
going to be fine.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a third one. They'll probably gross.
But
$2
he
billion.
did try to do other movies in between.
Yeah,
It
he
didn't
was
work out.
Clash of Titans, and you know
Hey, Man
they
on the
made
Ledge is okay.
Man on the Ledge is not so bad. You know,
Terminator.
Terminator. Yeah, he's not a good Terminator man.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was he. Kyle Reese. Yeah, he was.
In Salvation?
Yeah.
I thought he was like another.
Oh no, that's right. That's right. I'm thinking of Jai Courtney. Is Kyle Reese,
Yeah.
right?
Is that who what are we talking about?
Because they're both in Terminator movies. Jai Courtney is in Genesis.
Oh my god, he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hollywood, man.
I mean, I like Lee Pace, and I agree that he probably should have been the lead. And I do think it is a fun idea, like, oh, the guy who did 29 days versus the 30, we made him a hunter.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's a cool story arc that doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But, like, that's another movie in of itself almost. But, like, it just seems like you get to the end and reveal his face, and it should have just been, like, an Edgar Wright Staple actor. Like, it should have been Chris Evans, or it should have been Simon Pegg, or it should have been... I mean...
It'd be funny if it was Nick Frost. Like, you don't see, like, the guy being a very big dude. He looks all cut, like Lee Pace, takes off the mask, and suddenly it's Nick Frost.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like, why throw Lee Pace in
Yeah.
at the end? Because it just seems like that's the kind of thing, like, you pull back the mask, and it's... Even if you know that the actor's in this, it seems like, oh, this would be the reveal of, like, someone in this director's wheelhouse, or someone you didn't expect to be in this movie. Like, what if he pulled off the mask and it was like Ben Affleck? What the fuck is Ben Affleck doing in this movie?
Or you pull it off and it's William H. Macy and you go, oh my god. Oh, did you notice Schwarzenegger's little cameo?
I did, yeah.
On the money? Yeah. It's like you pull it off and it's William H. Macy and there's a twist. Oh, he was bad the whole time. But they reveal and you go, oh, Lee Pace. Am I supposed to care? Am I supposed to know who that is? Because I don't... Do we see Lee Pace as when they're doing flashbacks to the person who went 29 days?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so like
they only like they talked about it throughout the movie.
But you don't see the guy.
Season, but...
If we saw Lee Pace doing that, maybe it would reveal that it would be him later. It'd be too like, as an audience, you'd say, well, why the fuck is Lee Pace in this small little flashback? But
it should have been a clip of him like in an explosion, and you're like, "Oh, he's dead! He was so close!" And then he takes off his mask, and you see like half his face is burned. It's like, actually, I didn't die. They made me a deal, and so I had to fake this thing. Because they fake everything. But yeah, just a lot of wasted potential, but still for me, kind of fun. So I'm just gonna give it just a solid C.
I gave it just a C as well. It's a movie.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Well, anything else anybody got to say before we get out of here?
What's next week, Ben? What are we watching?
Well, that's what I was gonna look up. So, anything you guys want to talk about while I look that up?
Oh, I forgot. I saw a movie. Watched Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Liked it. Didn't love it.
It's a Frankenstein.
It's a Frankenstein movie. I agree with everything you said.
I'm going to cut all this out because it's after the main topic, so whatever.
I agree with everything you said, where it was just like, it does nothing really interesting new with the story. I think there's some very lovely visuals in this movie. I think his layer set design is really nice looking. I loved Mia Goth's costuming and like her one dress that like looked like a beetle. She was like a bug chick.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some good stuff in that movie. But by the end of it, I was just like, I'm never gonna watch that again.
Yep.
But
I liked watching him throw some people through stuff.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Fighting some wolves. That's
And
cool.
just throwing things.
Oh,
around.
when he like grabs it by the scruff and then rips it off. Eek.
yeah, Guillermo del Toro is a sick fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
It's weird that he's like such a gross, violent like thing in these movies, but also they're like the most beautiful like
love story and
stories.
tragedy,
Just with,
and he's
like,
a soft-spoken guy.
Yeah, just with sudden bursts of like really violent violence.
Yeah. Well, next week we have Wicked for Good, Rental Family, and Sisu, Road to
I
Revenge.
didn't see Sisu 1, so I probably won't
And
see
you
Sisu
won't be
2.
able to see Sisu 1 because it's not streaming anywhere.
There we go. And
So you're going to see Wicked for
I'm
Good.
gonna see Wicked for Good because
Okay.
I recently
All
watched
right.
Wicked. But what was the other one? Oh, Rental Family.
Rental Family.
Looks kind of good.
No, it does not.
I think it looks sweet.
Oh my god, I'm not for the sappy found family bullshit.
Here's the thing, Ben. We need some fucking optimism in our movies, man. It's all about
No.
dystopian horror.
I
and,
want
like,
vampires who kill children. I want like sewer clowns. I want the worst of the worst.
and this is why things are bad.
I don't want it for the world. I want it for my
We
entertainment.
used to make movies and TV shows about the optimism of the future and how everything's going to be better, and everything got worse. And
But
now it's all about like how awful everything is and how.
Because
like,
if we
nothing
do
good's
that,
ever gonna
if we
happen.
do optimism now, it'd be like, oh man, look at the things that we could have had. We're never going to get that. That makes me feel even worse.
We need hope, Ben. We need hope.
All right, so I guess we're doing Wicked for Good. I don't want to see it, but I do think this one looks better than the last one. I think it feels more story driven and not like, look how cute. Don't you love these songs? La 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 la. It's more of the Tin Man stuff and how does this like wheelchair bound girl get a house dropped on her and we're supposed to be like cool with it. So there's some interesting stuff to it. I am going to see Sisu because that's me. I want to see a bunch of Nazis get exploded. So, okay. Anything else, Nick? You want to plug your socials? And you never do.
Nope.
All right, I'll tag you in the Instagram post. All right, if you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. As always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And once again, thanks for coming, Nick.
Of course. Thanks for having me.